Good evening and welcome, guys, to our pre-season testing in Barcelona. More about just trying to get to grips with this whole Creator League system, which is kind of what we've opted for. It gives you a nice set of sort of visuals and stuff like that, so I'm quite excited to see how that works. Got about 12 drivers in. Unfortunately, using the on-demand system has given us some AI. Can't change that, unfortunately. That won't be the case in pre-season. It'll be a scheduled event. There's two types of events with the multiplayer Creator League system. So yeah, here we are with the F1 drivers. Got a full sign up this season, so hopefully we'll have a strong start in F1. It was a bit rough last season. But yeah, interesting to see how sort of the graphics and stuff help commentators. It's kind of the first time I've been able to play around with this. Let's see what we got going on here. Interesting. So yeah, we've got a few guys back with us who've experienced CWC before, so it's good to see some guys coming back. LR Deneen, he's actually not with us, so I don't know why I'm watching him right now. I'm going to call this guy Greg, because I don't know quite how to pronounce that. So welcome, Greg. He's new to CWC. Raikkonen had a few races with us, I believe. Samster he's back. Welcome back. Silas had a really good opening season in F2, so he's been moved up into F1, so it'll be interesting to see how he does. Managed to bag himself a Ferrari, which is nice. Rafa is back, always a solid performer. He won the Constructors sort of in last season alongside Medium Pilot. They are not teammates this season. He's teaming up with Rafa for season 3. Matt is also with us. Mercedes, another driver to move up from F2. Really good racer in general. He was part of one of the greatest battles in CWC last season, so be good to see how he does today. Odems did effectively kind of help start CWC a little bit. He was the original commentator for CWC, so he helped out a lot in the sort of early days, so yeah, good to see him. And Mark, got some respect for Mark. He runs another league, League of Europe, so good to see him. And obviously Medium Pilot, solid drivers all round. Missing, I think we've got 12 on the grid at the moment. So Liam at the moment setting a 1:19.5 as the first banker lap. That's a pretty good opening lap. I believe that beats the certainly beats the F3 times, I believe. That is on the softest compound. You can probably expect these guys to be putting their final lap on the medium tyres, I would assume. The softs just get shredded so quick. I couldn't make them last when I was sort of playing around. So I'd imagine we'll see some mediums. 1:19.9 from Medium Pilot. Brilliant stuff. That's on the hard compound. Rocking a pink helmet. Yeah, fair play, Medium Pilot. That's a solid lap. Let's see. I'm just going to try and bump up a little bit of sound. I can't quite hear it. I might have done something. I'm not too sure. So that'll be Medium Pilot coming in on his in lap. I can't see if we can get the information for sector times. Or does that just come up on its own? I'm not too sure. Yellow flags in Sector 2. We are going to see some really slow AI. I apologise for that. Again, it was just to do with the settings. So we are going to see some really slow AI. That could be a pain. I mean, you can see there, quickest AI 129. Well, technically, Deneen's an AI 129.1. So 10 seconds off. I think they're set to like 20 or something like that. So it's a bit of a pain, but everyone's dealing with the same situation. So that's how it is. Fortunately, yet to see some laps from a good chunk of them down here. We got 5 guys. All these guys were on out laps. We have Mark currently on a lap. He's gone for the softs for his banker lap. You've got to be careful about not going too quick. We have a car off on the side. It's a Renault. That is Samster. I've seen a lot of comments about sort of the understeer in this game. It did initially feel like I was driving a boat when I first gave it a go personally, till I started fiddling around with some settings, and then it kind of fixed it a little bit. I've struggled a little bit with the braking zones. I've seen some guys finding the braking a little bit weird. Just not hitting I have to brake at a different time compared to 2018. So true to life though, I suppose. I know that the current Formula 1 cars tend to be very understeery. So Partridge rocking a message. I suppose he can't see it. He's just asked me if the race is getting streamed, which it is. Sorry, send that up. We got Greg taking top spot, also on the softs with a 1:19.3. So good time from him, but still mediums time. That was set on the hardest. So yeah, absolutely crazy lap from medium pilot. That was his banker lap as well. So he's currently out on the softs. Oh, we have Liam in the barriers. We have put reduced damage on for a couple of reasons. I just want some guys to get a really good run out. We need a good test of the game to see how solid it is. F3's race was pretty solid. There was some jitteriness and bits going on, but nothing horrific. I really like what they tried to do with the whole Creator League system. I do highly rate that, because you can just jump on, check out what the standings are. It makes it easy on the admin side, just taking screenshots of the standings and all that. It shows you results as well of the last race, so that's super handy. It's just a case of getting some of the drivers into the rhythm of that. It seems pretty simple. You rock up, join the lobby and race, and it kind of automatically starts as well. So yeah, hopefully putting that to good use, but we'll see over the next 2 weeks how that goes. We're still aiming to start, not next week, the week after, for the first season. Austria will be the pre-season race next week. Medium pilot, meanwhile, has just started a lap on the softs. So we got quite a few guys sticking with the soft tyre. Odem's, he's just set one, I think, on... Has he just set one on the hards? He might well have done. Teammate Raikkonen just behind him, currently out on the mediums. He did set his last time on the mediums. I don't know whether or not he's on his in lap. Certainly looks like he's going for it. He's just gone around. Oh no, he's pulled out. That is Zach, last season's, well, he's last season's champion. He's also on his way in, so he's going to stick on a new set of boots and get back out there. I'm a bit curious to find out what the quali time was for F2 that took place. Well, that starts at 7, so that kind of just came to a halt, I believe. So I'd like to just check out what the couple of guys on out laps. 2 McLarens currently out and about. Mark and Matt. F2 is currently still in progress. S-Boy leading the way. Lap 27 at the moment. Let's see if I can go back to the quali times. Looks like a 120. A 120.1, I can't quite see, but I think a 120.1, so we smashed that by 8 tenths here in F1. So yeah, fair play. That was Jack who set the quali time by the looks of it. Yeah, with a 121. Messages from the F2. People getting stuck in 4th gear. Not seeing massive amounts of issues as of yet. Like I said, there's been some jitteriness in the F3 race. There was some problems with getting the lobby going. Samster with a 119.1, also opting for the softs. We got Greg, who's about to cross the line. Oh, 118.8 from Greg. You will have to tell me how you like to actually say that, but I'm going to stick with Greg for the moment. Yeah, getting into the 118s. Mad time, 118.9, about 2 tenths up on Samster. Yeah, there's still enough time to go in and come back out for another lap. Liam, sector 1. Everyone else is in the pits. Odems, who's just in front of him. Odems, he's sticking with those hard compound tyres. He's on a 122 on the hard compounds at the moment. So that was a pretty good banker lap. I don't think he might be on his way in. Yeah, he is on his way in. He's either bottled it or he's leaving it late there to stick his brakes on. Samster again looking like he had a little spin. That should be Greg on his way in. Liam into the final sector, final little chicane. He is on a hot lap. This is going to be a decent time by the looks of it. 119.1. That's enough to put him into 3rd. Good lap from Liam Yo. Oh, we'll stick with Liam on that one. Silas and Mercedes both putting in great laps for their sort of opening experience in F1. So well done to those 2 guys. Really good stuff. We have everyone in the pits at the moment. We've got Zach on an outlap. Rafa coming into the 2nd section, locking up front left a little bit. This next corner, turn 8, 7. I always forget. I struggle with it. My line's terrible through there. Rafa taking it pretty well though with the awkward right-hander, which I find a little bit more difficult than 2018. I feel like I have to lift off a little bit more than I had to last season. Last game, sorry. Coming into the final sector now. This is a hot lap. I'm not sure, we're at 107. It's looking good to be around sort of top five territory. What's he going to finish on though? Oh, not quite. He is on the mediums, Rafa. 124. So not too bad. I would imagine he wouldn't be overly happy with that. But it's not bad. Samster with some kind of issue. I don't know what's going on with Samster. He's posted a... Has that just happened? No, he's already on a 119.1. I don't know if he's just cruising around now or what's going on. He's going really slow. He ran out of petrol. I think he's just tried to go for a lap and run out of petrol. I'm not really quite sure what's happened there. We got a lot of guys on an out lap now. Rafa will be on his way in. Has to be careful he doesn't get in the way. Raikkonen sitting just behind Odems, going past his teammate for the season. Zach is just starting his lap. We'll sit on board with the current F1 champion. Super consistent. I've got a lot of time for Zach. Didn't put a foot wrong. Rarely does. If anyone needs a driver, hit this guy up, because yeah, he's so consistent, so honest, great etiquette. So yeah, well done. Fully deserving of everything that came his way last season. Going a little bit wide or taking a different line. Going up to my favourite left-hander, turns 7 or 8. I still don't know which turn that is. Coming into the fast, awkward right-hander, which I definitely find more difficult. Popping open that DRS, whizzing past Greg. I feel the braking zone on this hairpin has definitely changed a little bit, but I do find that little left-hander chicane type thing a little bit easier in this game. I do apologise for my lingo, you know. Oh, he's going to get held up by Mag. He's going to get held up by K-Mag. That is going to be really annoying. That's hurt his time. He's got a lot of traffic in front of him. My word. That is not what Zach wanted to see. He saw like 4 AI drivers in front of him. That was shocking. Odems has put on the medium boots. We got sector 3. That's Bottas. He's going to turn super slow. Yeah, these AI are mad slow. Mad slow. Liam, he's stuck behind him. Sector 3. We've got Silas going for a little bit of understeer. Oh, and with a little bit of oversteer. But he is starting his lap. That's Mercedes coming in. Yeah, message from Zach. He got blocked by AI on his 2 runs. Yeah, that wasn't ideal, Zach. But it looks like everyone's in. Apart Odems is the only guy out. He's on the medium tyre. Currently sits P10, but he's just moved up to P5 with a 1:19.4 on the mediums. That's a really good time from Odems. That might be everything. Looks like that could be it, guys. So Greg, new boy, coming in with a 1:18.8. He is on the softs, which do shred up really quick. The next tyre compound is Odems, sitting in 5th. So yeah, really well done, guys. Adjusting to the new game. Greg, new boy, coming in, 1:18.8. Well done to Greg. Samster, P2. Liam Yo, P3. Silas, good to see him in P4, coming up from F2. Odems, P5. Mercedes, P6. Medium Pilot, P7. Mark, P8. Matt, P9. And Zach getting blocked pretty badly by the AI in P10. I will be back in a moment. And welcome back. Sorry about that. I just had to nip off to the loo. It's good to see all drivers have remained above the level 20 AI. So that's a confident boost for everyone here. Curious to see what the kind of starting grid cam is. At the moment, Greg's isn't looking too hot. It might change when the lights come on, just waiting for those slow guys at the back to join up. And here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 lights for Barcelona in F1. Samster just stopped dead. What on earth? What on earth happened to Samster? Everyone else gets away really well. That's Greg keeping the lead. We have a... who was that? Was that Odems taking a spin? We've got a McLaren sideways at the back. That's Matt. Don't know what happened to Matt, but he ended up getting himself sideways. A lot of things going on. Deneen, sorry, he's Samster's disqualified. Don't know what's happened to Samster. Maybe disconnection or something. Matt, oh, Silas is in the gravel. So we've lost Samster via disqualification. Silas is in the gravel. Matt ended up sideways, getting clipped by someone. Odems also ended up sideways, but managed to not get too far back from sort of the top group. Greg's had a good start, as well as Liam, who I believe started in third, maybe. Could be third. Let's have a look here. Yeah, Liam's gone up 1. Medium Pilots taking some good advantage from the errors. Mercedes has had a great start. It's really unlucky for Silas. He had such a strong qualifying session, but he sees himself at the back now, which is a shame. Odems is going to be sort of on a fight back now. Liam managing to keep himself up with Greg pretty well. Medium Pilot's going to be under a lot of pressure from Mercedes. Mercedes showing some really good pace in the opening stages. Zach has made up 5 positions in that, so he's the biggest winner so far. Mark gaining 2, Raikkonen gaining 5 as well. So Raikkonen also having a solid start. Odems obviously losing a few. We have Rafa in the gravel. Seen a couple of these guys in the gravel. I'd bank on a lot of these guys to be super consistent, but yeah, it's a shame really that some of these guys had a bit of a dodgy start. Silas, yeah, feel really bad for him. He's going to be on a bit of an annoying race. I went through a similar thing in the F3 race on Monday. Got clipped and just ended up kind of getting stuck at the back. Managed to grab a couple of points, but you can't do a lot, unfortunately. Rafa's already been handed a 5-second time penalty for exceeding limits. The penalties definitely seem to be more savage in this game, certainly for picking them up. So Liam just about staying within DRS zone. Obviously it's not activated yet. It should do after this lap. Medium Pilot 1.5 seconds adrift. Mercedes still keeping up with Medium Pilot really well, so well done to him. Zach also not letting that little group. We've got Raikkonen off, Odem's teammate, one of the Red Bulls. He's come off in the gravel. Matt quickly went by, so I don't know if there's anything happened with those two, but that's put Matt up into 8th, Raikkonen into 9th. Rafa at the moment holding on to that top 10 spot. The only guy who can do anything about that is Silas, who is 18 seconds adrift of 18. Yeah, he's over 30 seconds adrift already. So yeah, really bad start for Silas. So we're starting to see some gaps kind of open up a little bit now. With these top sort of 7 guys, we're all looking at about a second and a half for each. Seeing Greg open up the taps a little bit now. Let's see if we can get some bit of data going on here. Love a bit of data. I do wish you could see this in qualifying. I would have assumed you could have seen the greens and purples and stuff for lap times like you can sort of on TV, but never mind. Not the end of the world. Rafa has gone for a DNF. That could have been a bit of a rage DNF. I don't know. Sitting on board here with Sealas. He's just gone past, so it was somewhere just there near at the beginning of sector 3. So that is Rafa out for the count. Yes, Sealas going for a bit of a drift, struggling a little bit. A lot of these, I mean, all these guys are super quick, so you know, these guys are struggling with the new sort of handling models of the game. They are very different. They do feel very different than the last game. But I kind of feel like they've Sealas retired from the session. I would imagine that's just frustration for Sealas. He can take definitely some positives from qualifying though. P5 in the end, was it, or P4, P5? Yeah, he did really well. We got Liam in the pits already, not liking his tyres. I feel like they've come to the end of their life on lap 5. I don't know if you can one stop I mean, he's putting the mediums on. Surely he's not going to take those. 28 laps. It's got to be a 2-stop if you're on the softs, I would imagine. Odem's looking for a way past Mark, taking a different line into there. They both get a pretty equal exit. He's going to be looking to attack on the next DRS straight, I would imagine. Odems gets way better traction through there. He had to ease off a little bit though, so he didn't run into the back. He's going to be making a move here now. I'm sure he's on overtake mode. Mark goes defensive and just about holds it, squeezes Odems completely within his right there to squeeze him out. Odems with nowhere to go, has to back off, reset and try again. Zach still on the back of Mercedes. That's Mercedes in. Mercedes is on his way in. Zach is on the medium, so he is going to be going for quite a lot longer. Medium's on the hard, so medium pilots finds himself in a really good position at the moment to see himself out at front after the first set of pit stops here. Yeah, he's going to be a very strong contender. J. Cole, welcome, saying go on Mark, LOE fan. I don't know if you're involved with the LOE team, J. Cole, but welcome. Yeah, Mark is doing pretty well at the moment, sitting in P4. Yet to pit though, still on his original soft tyres, which he'll be starting to struggle on those now. Yeah, J. Cole, certainly am. Good to see you here, mate. So we got Greg, who I would still say is sort of provisional P1. He's already made his stop. He's on the hards, so he's going to be looking for a long stint on the hards. PWD Racing, what up, Booge lad? What's up, PWD Racing? Welcome. If you're just joining us, we had a bit of drama at the start. A lot of these F1 guys still struggling with the handling model of the new game. Sealas, after an epic qualifying, obviously F2 driver last year, unfortunately got mixed up, spun round, all kinds of things happened, and then just blocked up with the rubbish AI. Rafa just wasn't quite feeling it, I don't think, wasn't quite there. We have LOE Mark, he's in the pit, sticks on a new set of medium boots. And Samster didn't even get off the line, so I don't know if he had a disconnection issue or something. He just stopped dead at the line, and that immediately, I think one of the Toro Rossos went straight into him. So Zach made a stop. No, Zach's not made a stop. The top 3 currently yet to pit. Medium pilot is what, 11, 12, 18 seconds ish adrift of Liam, who obviously has already made his stop. So medium pilot's going to want to keep that pressure on so he doesn't get cut. In fact, he'll be going for the cut because Liam was ahead of him, I believe. We got Greg really close to the back of Liam though here. Greg on the harder compound, looking like he's found a bit of pace on the hard tyres. He's going to be too far back here. He's within DRS, but I can't see him leapfrogging from that far back. Meanwhile, yeah, Mercedes also got himself in the pits. I missed that one. That was last lap. So he has made his stop. Another previous F2 driver. If you just joined us or just watching, yeah, really good show from Mercedes at the moment. He should, by the time the other guys stop, stick himself P3, B4 by the looks of things at the moment. So Mark, there we go, made his stop as well. So I'd imagine medium pilot's going to go for a while. He's probably looking around. Depends what his strategy is. I don't know if he's going for the mediums. Then we should see him stop sort of around 20, 18 to 20 potentially. I'm not that versed with tyres and strategies, but it's always good to pretend like you know what you're talking about. So Greg, still, he's on the harder compound. He's looked a little bit closer this time. As Mark with a 5-second penalty. He's still not quite close enough though, Greg, to get himself in front of Liam. Yeah, really impressed with Greg here. He's new to CWC. Obviously took pole in qualifying. So yeah, this dude's got some serious pace. It'd be interesting to see what obviously we're missing the likes of Blizzard and stuff. We know Blizzard's quick. If you don't know him, he's usually somewhere around the top 10 of the TT times. In F1 2018, so it'll be interesting to see if he's sort of found his feet. Magnussen, oh, Greg caught out. Greg's caught out by the AI, and that's enough to see Greg disappear from the race. I understand they're slow, but he definitely should have cottoned onto that. That sees Mark as well deciding to bow out. We're not expecting, full intensity here, full commitment here in these pre-season races. It's just good to get an idea of the stability of the game more than anything. But Greg was seeing himself around P1 up until he was caught up with the level 20 AI, which again, apologies, it's not something I can change because it's an on-demand session which automatically puts AI in. There's nothing I can do about that, but we got Raikkonen and Mercedes going out here, both going around the outside of an AI driver. Mercedes looking like he might make kick of oversteer from Raikkonen that secures Mercedes overtake on Raikkonen. So well done to Mercedes. He's going to get stuck now behind the also getting a kick of oversteer there. Raikkonen colliding with the AI, the Haas, I believe. Here we see it's Mark, who's now ghosted. So we've managed to lose 5 F1 drivers, 3 looking like it was the cause of the AI. That is Matt out as well. So Zach currently with Greg getting taken out by the AI. Zach currently finds himself out front and in a very strong position. But again, there's not a lot to be said for the competition element of this. This is more for me being able to test out this create a league system. That's kind of all I wanted to achieve this week and next week, is just to make sure everyone understands sort of what is going on. Given the AI situation, I may actually get drivers to rejoin a new league to test the schedule system, which is the system that will be running. I just didn't want the first one, just because people weren't used to kind of joining a lobby in game. You know, we had to invite drivers in F1 2018, so I just wanted drivers to get used to that whole joining system. The F2 struggled with it a little bit. Karkanen, welcome. Mark being slow and coming 7th. Well done. He's currently not in the race, I don't believe. He jumped in for a bit and has gone off again. So yeah, like I was saying, this is just a test to see how the Creator League system works. Seems relatively okay. The gameplay in general this race seemed a bit better than the F3 and F2 races, which were quite jittery. So it's good to see it seems relatively smooth. I'm not seeing much in the way of sort of desync issues or anything. I'll have to see what happens to Samster. But I think I'll definitely consider opening up a scheduled lobby for the second part of preseason, just to see if how the system works there, because it is a little bit difficult. Zach's just moved down. He has come into the pits. That puts Odems out front. Yeah, it is a little bit difficult to kind of gauge how things work with the AI kind of cruising around. So I think that's what we're going to roll with, I would imagine. So we're kind of on a 7-horse race here now, with 5 of the drivers bowing out for a whole host of different reasons, but nothing seems to be to do with the sort of gameplay. AI has been a problem. Karkin and Booch, haven't we raced together? Yes, I believe we have. I can't remember when. It was, I would imagine it was either Invictus or One Hub, maybe. If you've raced in any of those, I recognise your name, so it could well have been. We got Mercedes, so Zach has pulled himself out the pits, and Mercedes is still there, right up with him. These two both really close behind Odems as well, so we've got a small little battle going on here between these three guys. Again, Mercedes coming up from F2, so he's, you know, Odems is quick, he's no slouch, so it's good to see. And Zach, you know, Zach was F1 champion, Karkkonen, AOR, possibly. I did race it in a couple of AOR races a while back, but as it goes, AOR wasn't quite for me at the time. I was kind of just busy on the weekends in general. It could have been AOR, yeah. Yeah, I believe you are my friends list. I've got so many people just from F1 related things on my friends list. Especially just being hosts and stuff like that, you know, you quickly rack up the friends list. This is a good way to do it. This whole Creator League system kind of prevents that as well, because you just give people a code for them to join the league. And it's nice to see that people can just jump on as well and check out the standings, check out the previous race results and stuff like that. So that's nice to see. These three guys, there's been a mistake by Mercedes somewhere in that exchange. He's dropped back by to almost 2 seconds now. So I'm not too sure what happened to Mercedes, but Zach's still on the back of Odems. All these guys on the hard compound tyres. They will be going to the end of this race. Liam Yo working hard to catch himself up to medium pilot. Liam Yo in medium pilot's car from last season. Medium pilot has been upgraded to a Mercedes. He was in the Toro Rosso alongside someone else. I can't remember who. Medium pilot was with Rafa last season. So Zach's really piling the pressure. I've seen some, well, it looked like it went a little bit dark there for a second. I do love the matte red of the Ferrari. I'm not going to lie, not a Ferrari fan in general, but I do like the matte. It looks nice. So, yeah, Mercedes' pace is just dropping off a bit. It looks like he has been saving up a lot of ERS though, but having said that, Zach's also fairly full on the ERS. Odems isn't short of it either, but he's been using a little bit more to try and fend off Zach. Zach's obviously been having DRS this entire time. Raikkonen, a little way off now. Odem's teammate, still obviously 6. Not that it means a lot being pre-season race, but a fairly strong showing. I think qualifying, most drivers will be able to take a bit more information from for general pace. You know, the AI had a big part to play with a lot of these guys going out, which is a bit of a shame. But there we go. Yeah, Liam's really kicking up the pace here. He is on the quicker tyre. But yeah, now well within DRS. So he's really closed up that gap quickly. Medium pilot, however, it's worth noting, he is yet to pit. That is Liam taking it on the inside and easily flying past medium pilot. Medium pilot, as I just mentioned, has yet to pit. He's got Odem's 11 seconds behind. Which does mean, you know, medium pilot is going to be coming out behind sort of Mercedes, so he will be coming out P5. Depending on what these other guys do, the medium tyres that Liam's on is 12 laps old. They're not going to be able to last to the end of the race, so he is going to have to stop again, I believe. I could be wrong there, but Odems is not going to be stopping again, neither Zach. Mercedes, I mean, he could. I mean, he's on the line. Yeah, he's over the line. It'd be a hell of a performance from Mercedes if he manages to drag those tyres to the end of the race. I said between 18 and 20 for these medium tyres. That's Liam. Liam has come in for his pit stop. Medium pilot continues. Liam picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So we're going to see Zach, Odems and Mercedes all pass Liam. who Liam puts on another set of the medium compounds, so he will be going to the end on those. Mercedes is going to have to sort of crank it up for this final half of his stint. Alexander Albon in front of him. I've noticed the AI seem to, if they know a car's quicker, they seem to almost brake check you. That was a savage little, it seemed like he put the brakes on there, Albon. Zach still piling that pressure on to Odems. So medium pilot's effective P. Yeah, well, he still needs to pit, so it's going to be tough depending on what happens with Mercedes. I don't know if Mercedes is going to. We have a yellow flag. And that's Liam getting past the level 20 Alexander Albon. And as medium pilot into the pits, where is Mercedes? Mercedes has just gone past medium pilot. Has been released. Liam has also gone past. Zach's still on the back of Odems. Yeah, what's the gap to Mercedes and medium pilot? I mean, yeah, Mercedes, you'd imagine he's going to pit again. He's got Liam only 4 seconds behind him on a fresh set of mediums, so that gap's going to quickly close. I would imagine. Obviously, medium pilot's just put on a fresh set of mediums too, so yeah, those guys are both going to quickly catch up to Mercedes. So although he's kind of kept up the pace of these guys, not overly sure about the strategy he's put in force today. Zach's still not able to find a way past the Red Bull of Odems. Still stuck. What is he able to do on the straights? It just seems like Odems either just gets a great exit. You see there, he just flew in front. So I don't know if Odems is just having a much better final sector or is built for a bit more straight line speed. Either way, he's making it very hard to Zach to make any kind of maneuver past Odems. Just found out why Samster had a bit of an emergency, which is fair enough, which is why he wasn't there for the opening of the race. Zach's still trying to find something to get past Odems, but let's just take a look at this. The final look chicane, Odems just seems to have this little section nailed here, which just doesn't allow. I mean, Zach's back up to 100% ERS. Odems has been using a little bit more of his, but look at that. Odems just seems to get a fantastic final exit on that final little chicane, and Zach can't do anything. That's not going to be the place. I don't think Zach's going to let's get by. It's the quickest lap from Liam, 1:22.3. In that Toro Rosso. He's 3 laps into his medium, so fair enough. Yeah, that's instantly destroyed by medium pilot. Oh, that's a DNF for Raikkonen. What has happened to Raikkonen? Not seen any yellows anywhere. Mercedes gets a 3-second time penalty. It could have been, I'm guessing, this savage corner up here. we'll quickly see if Valtteri Bottas wriggles past, which he does. So yeah, it was somewhere around there. Medium pilot just going past Bottas there. Zach still unable to find a way. Yeah, he just doesn't seem to quite have the answer there. He's 0.7 at the moment. And look at this. Boom! Odems just takes off in that last sector. We've got yellow flags. Sector 3. Medium pilot has retired. Medium pilot has retired from the session. What has happened to medium pilot? I don't know if he's ran into AI or what happened, but medium pilot's out the session. I'm assuming that's the yellow flag in sector 3. The ghost of Mark still not passing. It could well have been at the little left-hander that takes you up that little crevice. Let's see just here. No, maybe not. Has he gone off into the gravel there? No. Interesting. Where, oh where, did medium pilot manage to bottle it? Last corner? He spun it last corner? I suppose Mark might be lapped, so he wouldn't pass him until a couple of laps down the line. Yeah, so we've lost another one. That's 7. Obviously, you don't know how much you can take from that. I respect a lot of the guys in here, a lot of quick guys. AI's a ball ache, it's on super low. Nothing that can be changed, but I will change it for the second race to have a bit more of a season race simulation. So we'll set that up for the second race to make sure we have no AI. But thank you again for the drivers here who have turned up to give this a tester. Overall, it seems like it was pretty stable in terms of latency and stuff like that. I've not seen too much kind of jitters going on. Yeah, so really well done to the guys that have turned up. Thank you for that. Sorry about that, just had to sort something out there. Zach, he's still there, still hasn't made any leeway in getting himself past Odems. He's been super restricted with his ERS. I mean, he's still cranked up at 94%. This could be a good chance though, because he's getting stuck behind the AI. This is giving Zach a little bit more of an opportunity. He's closer than he has been, but Odems does have DRS. The one time Zach had an opportunity, Odems also picks up some DRS. That's Odems. He's got a 3-second time penalty though. I don't think Zach actually has any. I don't think. Zach's not usually one to pick up penalties, so I could have just bumped Odems down one place. We'll have to see, but he's back up to that. It's been 0.7, I mean, for the last, God knows how many laps. Very evenly matched, it seems. These two both running the same compound. The tyres have done about the same amount of laps. Absolutely even Stevens at the moment. As we can see here, Zach's brought it down to half a second, but it's this final chicane that seems to just escape from Zach. He doesn't quite get the same amount of traction. See, Odems cuts it a tiny bit more than Zach. I mean, completely legally, but look at that. Look at the gap that just opened up from that last chicane. It was about 0.3, so yeah, everything that Zach does previously for the majority of the lap just kind of goes down the pan when it comes to the final part of the lap. Liam still clinging on there to third. Mercedes has made his, well, he obviously made his stop 4 laps ago, but he's 19 seconds adrift. I can't see anyone else pitting, so this could well be the way things finish out here. We're just going to see a little toe-to-toe battle for the remaining 6 laps of this race between Zach and Odems. Sorry about that, just had to reply to a driver. I'm still on it at the moment. There's lots of things going on in chats and stuff like that. Kind of just sorting things out. That's kind of the idea of these next 2 weeks, is to get everything tickety-boo for the season. So if you didn't know, I'd recommend you guys go and check out a video that I put up a week or so ago, a couple of weeks ago. It was about a week, a couple of weeks ago, for kind of the layout of the season, how it's going to work. Quick rundown: the season split into 3 groups of 6 races, a week break in between each of those 3, so we've got 2 breaks. It takes us up to the sort of end of November, I believe, which is kind of an ideal time. Host a couple of kind of special event races. That takes us to the winter break, and then season 4 hopefully getting underway in January. But I like it's going to be 18 races in the calendar from now on. It seems to be kind of a good length of time. It was going to be 15, but I extended it a little bit more. Going to be using the Creator League system. See how that pans out. It seems to be the most effective way. For people that know me, I'm very busy, but I have dedicated a lot of time into this, and that's just kind of one thing I don't have to worry about it. People like to see official visuals and stuff like that, so we're going to try and take advantage of that as much as possible. But apart from that, was set up the simplest way it could possibly be. There's no extracurricular stuff. You just turn up, jump into the lobby and race. That's the idea behind it, with just a bunch of people that love to race as well. So yeah, if we can kind of keep that way of thinking going, that's what CWC is all about. You know, there's F1 community is one of the hardest communities to please, I think, especially the quicker drivers, because you have so many expectations about things. They expect to win races, they expect to be the fastest. Some of them have egos, which is why I've tried to create a group of drivers here that just race because they want to race, they want to have fun. Yeah, so we're trying to build a sort of little bit of a community for those like-minded drivers who leave their egos somewhere else, because I haven't got time for that. So I can vouch for a lot of these guys here today. Zach now slowly dropping off, 1.2 seconds back. He does have Liam 7 and a bit seconds behind, but with 4 laps to go, Zach's not going to slouch around enough for that to come of anything. But Zach, yeah, seems to have backed off a little bit, unable to do anything. It's worth him trying to stay within the 3 seconds, within 3 seconds of Odem's. I keep saying Odem's, Marquez's, just to make sure he might potentially leapfrog him with the 3 second time penalty that Marquez has got. This game does look fantastic though, so props to Cody's for pulling it out of the bag in terms of visuals. Again, it does look amazing. I think it's had a much better start than the past few games in terms of just the opening of the game. There's always usually been so many problems, really bad ones, but you can always expect problems, but they seems to just be a bit tighter, in my personal opinion, than the past few games have been. So yeah, well done, Cody. You can tell that they've really focused online a bit more. They're adding some new things online. The career mode's still awesome. I'm a big fan of the career mode, especially with the whole driver transfer thing going on. That's awesome. So I think they've done really well. Like this create a league system, massively rate it. I think it's brilliant. Could really utilise that. Hopefully they fix a few of the settings. There's some settings I'm not a massive fan of. Odem's now stuck behind the Haas. That is going to give him DRS, but Zach is back to that magic 0.7 marker again. But he has absolutely caned his ERS there. Absolutely caned it. Odem's has been pumping it out as well, which might explain the gap. I think Odem's was trying to create a gap because he knows he's got to be 3 seconds up, potentially, on Zach. We've got 2 laps to go. Like I said, we are in a bit of a 2-horse race in this pre-season situation, but it's got to be done for my sake, so I can make sure everything runs smoothly within the season. Let me know in general what you guys think about the game. CWC drivers, I want to know if you've got any issues that any of the drivers in any of the CWC leagues, if you can see any form of big issue or big problem apart from the AI. That's not going to be a factor, so don't worry about that. Do PM me, let me know if you've got any ideas, any thoughts. Willing to take those on board before we get underway with the season itself, which I'm very excited for. Cannot wait for that. Biggest thing for me, as I mentioned earlier, was the understeer and braking. That's something that I really struggled with. I found the no traction control option more difficult. I've never ran traction control, but it just seemed like the no traction in this game was a little bit more difficult. Braking zones are different for me. The understeers are a real thing, but can be fixed with the right setup. Playing around with setups does fix it, but obviously can slow you down a little bit. Sometimes feel like you're going slower, but you can set them up really nicely. If you nail the setups, yeah, you can totally sort out that understeer. Zach, with a lap to go, remains around the 0.7 mark. He's 0.5 now, coming into that dreaded last sector for Zach. Dreaded. It's not good for Zach because he just can't seem to find a way past. What's up, Watkins? Welcome to our F1 test. A lot of pros and cons. Cons being the AI has been an absolute pain in the arse this game. The pros being it's been very stable, I think. There's not been much in terms of jitteriness or lagging or anything like that. So it's sorted itself out in that respect. Watkins, yeah, 11 runners. Yeah, we had 11 runners from F1. A lot of them I knew about all of them. Yeah, the AI Vile, we're just coming up to Stroll, who almost took Zach out with him. The AI are disgusting. I mean, they are on 20. Yeah, the AI are gross. The AI was responsible for most of these guys no longer being in this race, but it's been a pretty good lesson today on how things are running with the game. Certainly don't want to be starting the season running into all these problems. I think a lot of guys are still trying to get used to this Creator League system. Everyone's so used to getting sent an invite into a race, but honestly, this Creator League system is the one. It makes things so much easier. You don't need an invite, you're in the league, and that's it. Well done to Odems, who does get leapfrogged by Zach at the end. Looks like Odems actually picked up 6 seconds potentially in the end, but well done guys for sticking it out and having a little battle. Fair play. It's makes me realise quite a lot of things. I've understood a lot of things. Watkins, the standings thing at the end was amazing. Yeah, bang on. The standings, I do recommend for leagues to try out the Creator League system, because the standings thing, especially if you're someone like me who's always busy, the standings takes up so much time. So it does help big time. It helps a lot. But thank you to the drivers that did turn up. I heard back from pretty much every F1 driver whether you know, if they could make this pre-season race. So thank you. And I am going to be changing the setup for the second race to the scheduled system, so there won't be any AI, and I'm probably going to run that for all leagues. So we can shift the AI, because it is annoying, and I'd like to try the scheduled system so we can play around with the settings. So I will see you guys next week in Austria. Please join us then, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.